it's a mistake and we never ate meat on the Passover. Because if that's what you're saying, and that's to anyone that pushes this doctrine, you're lying. Okay, and what do we read? Yeah, about in the First Timothy and the hypocrisy. Let's just go back to that real quick, because I'm sure these guys still keep the Passover. Because verse 2, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience sealed with the hot iron. So I know you guys that are pushing this doctrine probably still keep the Passover, and you still roast the lamb. Okay, so if you're pushing a vegan doctrine but you still keeping the Passover, you're off. You're a hypocrite. All right, so let's go to Leviticus 11. Okay, so because also the person was saying that the meat in that aspect was only during sacrifices, as if outside of sacrifices we were vegans or something like that, which is off. Because in Leviticus 11, which I'm getting now, verse 2, it says, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. The Most High didn't say anything about your sacrifices. These are the meats for your sacrifices. Okay? So, and as we know, I'm not going to go all into it, but it says, verse 9, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And I'm gonna get matter of fact, let's go into it, because Yahawashi ate meat, and particularly what I'm about fish, what I just read, whatsoever have fins. So Yahawashi was keeping the law. But let me go down to just a cut. This is verse 46. Verse 46. This is the law of the beast and of the fowl and of every living creature that moveth in the waters and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beasts that may be eaten and the beasts that may not be eaten. So let's read that last part. Between the beasts that may be eaten and the beasts that may not be eaten. So the beast, animal, okay? So, I mean, that's a cut. Like I always say, we could just stop right there, shalom, to the next time, but so between the beasts that may be eaten and the beasts that may not be eaten. So like this is why I'm doing this, because the guy get bugged out, oh, I gotta be a vegan or I can't eat meat, I'm going off, you know what I'm saying? But no, like it's right there, of the beasts that may be eaten, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so and I'm gonna do some comparisons with these verses that I'm bringing out, to see, like, is the Preshetta saying something completely different? Is it supposed to be saying ye shall not eat any beast at any time? No, you know what I'm saying? So let's first go to Luke 24 and 42, and this is when Yahawashi came. He rose and he met with the apostles again. Alright, so it says, verse 41. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, have ye here any meat? Okay, matter of fact, I'll start at 39. Behold, my hands and my feet, that it is I myself, handle me and see, for a spirit hath not flesh and blood, as ye see me have. And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet. And while they yet believed not for joy, Salakia, and wondered, he said unto them, have ye here any meat? Because so he's just, Yahawashi was like, yeah, I'm not a spirit, basically, because and now it's another doctrine that, yeah, in the kingdom we're gonna be like, we're gonna live, we're not gonna die. It's gonna be like with Adam. You're still gonna have a body, but you're not gonna die. But you're not gonna be a spirit, where where you can't have you know, children, things like that, because that's another doctrine that, oh, we won't be getting married with the wrong understanding of what Yahawashi meant regarding marriage and resurrection. But that's another topic. But as far as what I'm saying here, for a spirit hath not flesh and bones, as ye see me have. And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet. Okay, and while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, have ye here any meat? Okay, so did that meat mean any herbs, you know, vegetables, things like that, fruits? Okay, verse 42, and they gave him a piece of broiled fish, okay, and of an honeycomb, and he took it and did eat before them. Okay, so, all right, so fish. We just went into the Leviticus law of what fish are to be eaten, or animals of the sea, rather. Okay, so this is Matthew 14. All right, so I'm going to start at the 3rd verse. All right, so Simon Peter said unto them, I go a fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into a ship immediately. And first of all, Peter saying, I go a fishing. So getting a fish on already shows that, I mean, why are you going fishing if, yeah, the law says we're supposed to be vegan? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, either y'all saying y'all pescatarian, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know? So, but no, that's not the case. But the point, just, yeah, I go a fishing. All right? But it says, and that night they caught nothing. So they caught nothing. But when the morning was now come, Yahawashi stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yahawashi. Then Yahawashi said unto them, children, have ye any meat? Okay, so again, the meat, synonymous with food, or animal, basically an animal. They answered him, no. And he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. And ye shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. Okay, so the multitude of fishes, and I seen someone on Instagram talking about this, trying to say that, oh, the fish was a plant, some lie that was stupid. Like, I wish I screenshotted that. Maybe if I'll try to look for it and show what that person was what that person was said. So even when you read the scriptures where it says, yeah, that the net broke off because of all the fishes, so that all of that was plants. You know what I'm saying? So come on. All right. And Most High gonna deal with a lot of y'all pushing doctrines like this and lying about it, because it doesn't make any sense. All right, but it says they weren't able to basically lift it up because the multitude of the fishes. Therefore, that disciple whom Yahawashi loved saith unto him, Peter, it is the Lord. Now when Simon Peter heard it, that it was the Lord, he girt his fisher's coat unto him, for he was naked, and did cast himself into the sea. And the other disciples came in a little ship, for they were not far from land, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with the fishes. As soon then as they were come to land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid thereon, and bread. Okay, Yahawashi said unto them, bring of the fish which ye have now caught. Okay, Simon Peter went up and drew the net to land full of great fishes, 153, and for all there were so many, yet was not the net broken. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's another cut. All right, so let's go to Acts 10 now, because we know now Peter. We know they're eating fish now, so was Peter a vegan? You know what I'm saying? So it's always something, you know, oh, the translation, you got to go and say the translation is off or something like that. All right, so this is Acts 10 and 10. And he became very hungry, talking about Peter when you read, and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance, and saw heaven open and a certain vessel descending upon him, as it had been a great sheet at the four corners, and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. Okay, which we know this is going into the whole thing with Cornelius, which he was a Gentile. All right, so he wasn't an Israelite. But because that's the whole point of him, the whole thing of being unclean. But, again, that's another topic. But he's saying the key word here is unclean. So it's not about, he didn't say anything about, oh, I haven't eaten any meat or any animal I've never put in my mouth. I've only eaten, because, again, then that's a contradiction, which then, yeah, people don't have no understanding. But we already know that Peter was eating fish. Okay, so the whole point is unclean. Things that are unclean we're not to eat. All right. So let's go to Acts 27. And me and brother was talking about this scripture. And I decided to bring it out. This is Acts 27 and 33. And it says, And while the day was coming on, Paul besought them all to take meat, saying, This day is the 14th day that ye have tarried and continued fasting, having taken nothing. Okay, so fasting for 14 days, having taken or eaten anything. Okay, wherefore I pray you to take some meat, for this is for your health. For there shall not an hair fall from the head of any of you. Okay, and when he had thus spoken, he took bread and gave thanks to the Most High in presence of all of them. And when he had broken it, he began to eat. Okay. And then were they all of good cheer, and they also took some meat. Okay, so bread synonymous and meat being eaten. Okay, because somebody might say, oh, that meat was talking about bread. But even if we can go back to with Yahawashi seeing the fish and bread being eaten at the same time, even going back to the Passover, the unleavened bread with the Passover lamb, so so let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's get Maccabees, because just to show that and both can be eaten. All right, it's no and I just wanted, because there's so many other scriptures, and I could really break things down, because there's scriptures about you shouldn't eat a lot of meat because it can get you sick, which is health issue, but it's not, oh, you can't eat meat at all. You know what I'm saying? I could really go into it, but I mean, like I said, I'm just getting to the points. I already thoroughly proved that we were eating meat predating or prior to Israel, as far as us as a nation. You know what I'm saying? And us as a nation, we were eating meat. Okay, but this is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 5 and 27. But Judas Maccabeus with 9 others, or thereabout, withdrew himself into the wilderness, and lived in the mountains after the manner of beasts with his company, who fed on herbs continually, lest they should be partakers of the pollution. Okay, so somebody might twist that, oh, they ate because they weren't eating meat. You know what I'm saying? But again, going back to the Passover. So, and when we still kept the Passover. So, um, you know what I'm saying? So, like Genesis, the first chapter, you know, verse 20, 28. Or verse, I'll get 29 actually. And the Most High said, or the Alahayim said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Okay? And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. Okay, so yeah, the Most High said we can or yeah, we eating the herbs. Okay, but that doesn't mean that, again, the Most High showed that he gave the I guess the command, or the goal to eat meat. Cause so anyone teaching anything other than that, even if we're gonna be vegans in the kingdom, then, but as far as right now, we're allowed to eat meat. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know what uh, this, where this doctrine is coming from.